This is a message for believing women. The Great Tribulation is right around the corner. And because of disobedience, covenant breaking, there will be punishments unless you repent. You need to keep the covenants of promise to become grafted into the Commonwealth of Israel. There are 12 gates to the 12 tribes of Israel. There is no Gentile gate. The covenants of promise are the Holy Covenant, which is the 10 Commandments. Exodus 20, Deuteronomy 5, Deuteronomy 6, 1 through 5. And the Noahic Covenant, to eat biblically clean. Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14, and Genesis 6 through 9. Once you do these things and take the log out of your eye, so the holidays, going to church, wearing your crosses, any covetousness, then you can fulfill the royal law. According to James 2, 8 through 9 and Leviticus 19, 15 through 18, which is to rebuke people of their sin, so that way they have the opportunity to repent and enter into life as well. So, if you don't take heed, then these punishments written of are coming your way. In Isaiah 3, verse 12, it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths." Women, we are not to usurp the authority of men. We're not to rule over them. We are to be like Deborah. We can ask men questions that will convict them. Read Judges 4. In 1 Timothy 2, starting at verse 12, it says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp the authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression." Then you go back to Genesis 3, verse 16, which says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." Your husband is your covering. He is the head of the household. It is not the other way around. It's not happy wife, happy life. That is the Jezebel spirit. Wearing makeup, desiring a look that you do not have. That's also a part of the Jezebel spirit. Manipulation. All these things are going to lead you to get severely punished if you don't repent from them. Stop coveting men's authority. Stop coveting a look that God did not give you. Stop spending hours on end caking your face, making yourself a little God, freaking worshiping yourself. In Isaiah 3:16 it says, "Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks," so haughty, prideful, and walk with stretched forth necks, seeking attention, walking all high and mighty, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord Jehovah will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains, and the bracelets, and the mufflers, all your jewelry, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, and instead of well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Stop focusing on your outward adornments. In 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 through 4, it says, "Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart." You're supposed to circumcise your heart in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek, a humble, and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price. Now to skip over to Isaiah 13, starting at verse 16, it says, "Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished." Do you want to see your child dashed to pieces in front of your eyes? Do you want to be raped? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. For the sake of your children, please repent. Otherwise, this punishment is coming upon them too, because you failed them. In Revelation 2, verse 20 through 23, it says, "Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, that spirit of Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants, to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am he which searches the reins and hearts, and I will give unto every one of you according to your works. If you repent with a humble and contrite spirit, the Father will hear you." The Father's name is Jehovah, and the Son's name is Yeshua. To end it off, you're either going to be Revelation 22:14 or verse 15. And it says, "Blessed are they that do his commandments, and they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city, if you repent and keep his commandments." Or you'll be verse 15, "For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Please take heed." No one wants to see women getting raped. You don't want to see your children being dashed to pieces, or your husbands falling by the sword.